Hello and good evening. It is Thursday, November the 20th, 2024. And we're here on Live Long and Podcast for our live reaction video of a new special video that has come out. Special presentation that they're calling it here. It is a new 8-minute video produced by OTOY. And it's in association with William Shatner and the Nimoy Estate to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Generations, which was last time William Shatner played Captain Kirk on screen. I think this is a bit of a video to try to give us something of an ending to the Shatner, Kirk, and Nimoy, Spock that we never really got, past Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. So tonight I'm joined here with Davan, Skelhorn, and Adam Woodward. I'm Dave Mader, by the way. Nice to see you all. And we're going to be watching this 8-minute video, or I guess I got actually a timestamp of 10:44, but maybe that's including credits. So
it is including credits, and they're pretty long.
Right. So I'm experiencing this for the first time. So we're gonna play the video, and then we can jump in or make a little comments here and there. But we'll try to save most of our thoughts for the end. And let us know what you think. So is it Star Trek? Is it canon? I don't know, but it's something in between. Because earlier I called it a fan made video, and I was corrected. It's not fan made. But it's not made by Paramount either, and it's or CBS, so I don't really know quite what to make of it. So anyway, here we go. This includes some de-aged Shatner. We got Nimoy stand-ins and all kinds of fun things. So let's get into it. Oh. How we deal with death is at least as important as life. Kirk quote.
I need my pain.
Gary Mitchell.
Gary Mitchell.
Very good likeness. Viridian 3. I'm not sure where that is. Maybe meant to be Vulcan. Viridian 3. Oh, those are some boots.
Yep.
Oh, look at that pleating on that toe.
Look at those slacks.
Oh, those are some good slacks.
There's all these open roses, and he just stops to admire the one that's still closed.
Like, where is this? Where are we meant to be? In the Nexus?
I have a million questions about this, so pay attention, Dave, because I need you to answer them.
It's good.
I find it a bit jarring.
It's not quite how Shatner looked in Generations. It looks more like an older version of the Kirk from the TV show. I don't know. I know it's the same person, but I guess he's in better shape than I think Shatner was at this particular time. Robin Curtis.
So confused by all of this. I find it very confusing.
Who's that guy? Oh, is that the son? The son of Spock?
What son?
Didn't her and Spock have a son? Because they had sex in Star Trek 3. Her, Circa Spock.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's who that's supposed to be.
What?
He looks confused too.
He's like, what's going on? Who are all these people? Mountain's a big deal. Oh, the guy from Discovery, Adam.
Was that who this is? I didn't understand
he's
the
a
significance of
Beetlejuicean.
this character. Okay.
He's from the Temporal War.
Why is he here?
Well, he's a temporal agent, I guess, and he's...
Oh, so that's what's happening here. Okay, so if he's a temporal guy, that might answer some of my questions.
There he goes.
Me and Weiner.
It does look pretty good. Oh. Young Kirk.
Got the stance and everything. I love it.
That looks good.
It looks good.
That's on the back of the head. Oh.
Admiral Kirk.
Admiral.
Admiral. Now watch how this Kirk walks here for a second. The thing that's weird about it is how his arms never really move. Okay. It's just a little weird.
Is this Shatner doing all this?
I don't know.
There are always possibilities, Spock said. And if Genesis is indeed life from death, I must return to this place again.
Oh, it's Sam Witwer, Justin says.
That's like the body double?
Sam Witwer's a guy from Battlestar Galactica and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought he was the guy in the makeup chair. Like he was that Sorak guy.
So they put like Shatner's face on
Sam Witwer, I guess. See, look at his arms move here. It's just weird.
Shatner would never hold his arms like that.
No, nobody would. It's just weird.
Sam Witwer.
Like a video game. Sam Witwer might, yeah. Hey, Sam Witwer, would you like to play William Shatner playing Kirk? He looks great. Like Spock looks amazing.
Looks pretty good. So, what's going on?
Exactly. I was hoping you could tell me.
I've got opinions.
Okay, good. Because I'm dumbfounded by this whole thing. I know it's making everybody cry and everything, and this is nice. And them holding hands and stuff.
You can never have this.
What is it?
Have this scene now because Nimoy.
When is this? But when is it happening? Why is it happening? Why is Kirk young but Spock's old? Like
Kirk
what is?
Did die, is right at the end of Generations? Am I remembering?
So like,
that
what
right?
is happening here? Like, what? I needed more explanation, and I feel like they didn't have to be so like. This is a really drawn out 10 minutes. Like they could have done this in about 30 seconds. So in that 10 minutes, I would have liked more explanation.
Stop talking for a minute.
Sorry. That's a star date, I assume?
Yeah, I guess so.
And why is it called Unification? Is that like the star date where the Vulcans and like the Romulans unify again? Like, I need some answers. This doesn't...
This leaves you with more questions.
So, can I give you mine? right off the bat.
Justin Velociraptor says this is Spock's in-universe death. That's the only thing I got out of this. That was the only thing I did figure out. I assume that's what was happening.
Wait, but Kirk already died.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
Is there anything else I'm missing here other than the credits? No, right?
No.
Okay, so it's more like 8 minutes.
Like, it was nice. Like, it's nice.
Okay.
It's sweet and everything, but I just don't understand what I just saw.
So there's a couple. Look, for me, in retrospect, like, you know how William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy sort of left each other in the mid-teens. You know, they fell out. There was a falling out between the two of them, right?
Yeah, they had in real life, they had a.
And this is what I'm saying. In real life, there was a falling out, and like, for me, it's always going to bother me about that. Like, there was Kirk and Spock, and I think, as Shatner gets older and he's like in his mid-90s now, he's got to be some regretting. Like, so there's got to be looking back on life and going, I've missed some people.
Probably. He's an introspective guy.
Yeah. And I think that this is a way for him to close that door.
Yeah, well,
in a better way.
This was produced in partnership with his widow. Right. Julie Nimoy, I think, right? Is that her name? So she played an admiral once at Deep Space Nine. I know that. My understanding of the falling out between Nimoy and Shatner was, Shatner was making a documentary. I think it was I can't remember which documentary he made. It was the Captain's, or maybe it was another one. But he used some footage that Nimoy didn't want him to, or something, and that was the nature of the disagreement. And so they weren't speaking at the time of Nimoy's death, and then Shatner didn't go to the funeral because of that, and he
was working.
Yeah, but yeah,
he's like at a charity thing or something.
But regardless, I mean, you got a guy who you worked with for decades, and this is what they're known for. Regardless, I mean, you can talk about everything else they did, but this is it, and. For many of us, they were the pair. It was everything about that. So listening to that in real life was a bit disconcerting for me. And then there's just the personal, like, my own dad, like on a deathbed.
Getting to like say something,
Yeah, I mean, one of the things he said was like, this world is beautiful, and then the sun sets. It was great. Sorry.
Right.
So the sunset in this kind of reminded you of that.
Yeah. Totally. I get that. This was like very beautifully done, I will say.
It's like dawn of a new day thing that I think they were trying to do with that whole sunrise. It was a sunrise or a sunset. It was a sunrise they watched in this, right?
I think it was, regardless, either one. It was good.
Yeah. I can't really tell if it's coming up or going down, but I felt like it was going down.
Maybe it was. Maybe
I think like I would want just more from this. Is what I'm sort of left feeling. I'm like, what's the story here? What happened?
How did Kirk get there? Just tell us what is Kirk doing there? What Kirk is it? For me, why wasn't it old Kirk? For me, this would have been more emotional if it was just old man William Shatner, doing this night. Like, why wasn't it? Why was it Sam Witwer? Like, why not William Shatner? He can be old. Like, it's all just this tiny whiny thing anyway.
I think it's more like how his body is. I think is my guess. It's more maybe the vanity.
He'd make him old. Like, he doesn't have to be playing a younger version of himself.
Like that, to Dave's point, I don't think he would do that. The other thing is, like, this is where when I saw Robin Curtis, I was like, okay, who's the Vulcan behind her? Is there more characters that we should be seeing here that have died over the years? Like, that would have been like, it was more. That's right, Gavin. I would agree. The fact is that I was just a little bit like, I wanted more in that scene.
So
I was looking through all those aliens. I'm like, am I supposed to know who? Because there's a ton of aliens.
Yeah, I feel like I missed like an episode or something in between. I know. Okay, so Shatner wrote a book. Came out in 1996. It was called The Return, and basically in that, he kind of wrote this with the Reeves Stevens as well. It's this is apocryphal, not canon or anything, but in that story, basically, Shatner is resurrected, or no, not Shatner. Kirk is resurrected. I think by the Borg or something like that. It's something weird like that. Basically, Shatner wrote a story so that Kirk could come back. Because I don't think when they killed off Kirk in Generations 30 years ago, I don't think Shatner was ready to be done with the role, but I think Rick Berman was, and the other people in charge were ready to be done with him. And so they killed him off, and even Nimoy said that he didn't like the death. So I feel like they're kind of like, well,
Nimoy didn't like that movie. It's why he refused to be in it.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the opening scene, and instead it's James.
He said the script sucked, and he didn't want to be in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, this is also weird that this like very kind of heartfelt thing is some 30th anniversary of a movie that Nimoy said sucked so bad he didn't want to be in. Like, it's all just, there's so much about this that's just so strange. It's just, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's just so strange. Okay, so Velociraptor here saying, hey, cat fight. Hey, you two, be nice.
The cats or the kid?
Yeah, the cats. Hey, you, don't. I might have to go break up a cat fight. But anyway, it's just, so he says this is right when Kirk dies. I wondered that because they showed that one shot of that like planet.
So this is the afterlife?
And what he's wearing. Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't. So did he come back from the afterlife to like see Spock into the afterlife, or did like this timey-wimey guy? Because there must be something to that. Because this isn't the kind of like, it's no character that has any relation to Kirk or Spock or anything, right? So it's kind of strange that this character would be put in there. Unless it's for these
character is a bit of a stretch. So like the guy we see there, what's his name? Sorak, I think Justin knew his name. But we only see a hologram of him in one episode of Star Trek Discovery, and the only thing that's significant about him is that he was a time traveler, but he was also a dimensional hopper. So he was the only person who time traveled in another dimension, and that causes problems, we're told. That's what happens to Georgiou in Discovery, and that's why she has to end up leaving the 32nd century and going back to the 24th century, which I guess we're going to see in this new movie that's coming out.
He does like trans-dimensional time travel?
He traveled from one dimension to another, to art like the Prime universe, and then he time traveled, right?
Okay.
Which kind of breaks his place in the universe or something in time, so it causes problems.
So does he like, he seems to like send Kirk there?
He seems
to, because he's in a field, and then all of a sudden he
gives him the badge. He gives him like the badge, and then the badge transports him there.
Yeah.
But okay, if this is meant to be the afterlife, does that mean that Saavik is dead too?
No, I don't think it's meant to be see, I feel like they must have like saved Kirk or something.
I think that's the Nexus. Like I do. You
think this whole thing is the Nexus?
No, just that one scene on in that garden.
Oh,
so Saavik.
And then that guy.
He's like the next step.
He's
passing on. I think it was his communicator or whatever, but it was passing on something.
Yeah. But before that,
okay, that's what I think we just came to that conclusion there, Justin. The symbolism suggests to him that there takes place in the Nexus, and then timey-wimey Beetlejuice sends him to meet Spock as he dies. That makes the most sense to me.
So that guy traveled into the Nexus. I guess he would make the most sense to do that because he's a dimensional hopper.
I guess that's why they chose that character.
Yeah.
So before he dies, I guess. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, right. Or is it okay? Or maybe it's not like, because like everyone just has that residue of themselves in the Nexus. So there's this guy, maybe that's Kirk is still dead from Generations, but like this guy goes into the Nexus and again approaches that residue of Kirk. There's
that one line. In the first place. There's that one line in Generations when Kirk first meets Picard, and he says, that the Vulcan in front of me disappeared, and then all of a sudden I was chopping wood, and you were there, right? And so maybe this is meant to be right before Kirk meets Picard.
No, can't be.
Well, if this happens inside the Nexus, then like if he's meeting,
but like the Nexus, there's this like Guinan says, there's always the echo of you in the Nexus. Like even like this can be any time. This could be 400 years from now. You could still go into the Nexus and find that version of Kirk is that echo of him is always in the Nexus.
Mhm.
And that's what Picard brought out of the Nexus. And so this timey-wimey Beetlejuice guy can almost certainly do that too. So he probably just went into the Nexus, plucked out a Kirk to give. It's probably more so for Spock.
And then put
than
him
for
back
Kirk.
in the Nexus, or
That
I don't know. We're left with a million questions. I think I'd rather this be like 20 minutes and a little bit more just sort of connecting the dots for me.
Me too.
A little bit more dialogue, but like the music's very good. It's shot great. I think like
it looks good. Yeah.
The uncanny valley aspect of it, I think is a little bit there because that I think that this actor playing Spock, I think it's like a guy with some prosthetics and CGI on top of that, so there's a couple times when he's laying there, I can kind of tell it's not Nimoy, but it's not.
They just put Sam Witwer in a Michael Myers mask.
Right. Gave him a toupee and sent him on his way. Well, hey, thanks for, thanks for reacting to this with me, guys, and talking it through. I was, left confused. I'm not sure.
I'm not trying to harsh anyone's buzz who liked this. I just
listen, for
even
me,
watching it for the first time, I was so confused and a little jarred by some of the.
I just take it for what I think it is just it's a solid goodbye to everything, like closing some doors that he needed to close, and it was if I just stay there, I'm happy with it all, so.
It was nice seeing him hold like Spock's hand and stuff. Even like through my confusion, the first time I watched it, I welled up a little maybe.
And I mean, like when you think about Generations, they didn't have a goodbye. Spock and Kirk,
because he didn't want to be in it because he said it sucked.
remember, like Leonard Nimoy Spock, like canonically, he dies in Star Trek Beyond, right? Like in the Kelvin universe, he dies.
But we don't talk about that universe. Dave.
I do all the time.
But like, so that has to be where Kirk went.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But then why is Robin Curtis there?
Maybe she's
nothing makes sense. There's more questions.
But I do think that is Spock's son. It's meant to be Spock's son with Saavik.
I can buy that.
Yeah, like that. That's why we never see Saavik again. Is that she went off and had a baby and
she pulled a Beverly Crusher. Never told him about it.
She was the original Beverly Crusher.
Beverly and Spock. Everyone knows he's slagging Beverly. It's really Saavik they should be mad at.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we do. Well, Picard did say in one episode that he attended the wedding of Sarek's son once, but he's never too specific about which son or who he got married to. There's a featurette from last year where Spock visits Kirk's grave. It's from the same company, like from the same OTOY.
That just makes this even more confusing because now, like, Spock visited like Kirk's grave, and now Kirk, who was apparently dead because Spock visited his grave, is now visiting Spock when he's dying. Beetlejuice. Yeah, well, with all that, I think we've said all about we can about this. So thanks for being with us. Let us know what you think about this video in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out all our great content here on Live Long and Podcast. Tomorrow night, we are talking about Star Trek Lower Decks, the new episode of Gods and Angles, it's called. And we'll be breaking all that down tomorrow night. And I think we'll be doing a Star Trek Radio Theater coming up on Sunday night. If you want to hear us do the Enterprise episode North Star, we'll be talking about that next as well, and more. And we're also doing Generations at the end of December. So
we are.
Oh, really?
Oh, you haven't been told yet? Yeah, we're doing it.
Well,
who do I get to be? Do I finally get to do my Kirk?
Well, we're working on. We're trying to get Sean to come in, maybe to play from Trek Culture to come in and play Soren. So that's
you need a Brit to play Soren for sure.
That's what we're hoping for. Yeah. Well, he's Irish, so close enough. So yeah. So with all that said, make sure you check it out, and we'll see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Have a good one, everybody.
It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.